everyone, my name is Mitz, and here we are back at Higurashi When They Cry. So things are looking up for Rika. Now everyone is basically slowly just remembering their past mistakes, trying to make up for them. Literally now Rika has some bodyguards that are talking to Tomotaki and Takano, which who knew that again their good side was literally just to give what they wanted. And even though they might not believe it right now, she has warned that they might die on the day of the festival. And now, miraculously, Akasaka is here. So pretty much almost everything is working together. Almost perfectly. Almost too perfectly, one might say. Make everything go out to be all well and good in the end. And that tip is meant to be, I guess, like, showcasing, whatever happened to Rina. Either that was meant to be, like, what happened, why her body was dumped. And, Okinomiya, because like the whole because of the stealing of that money from the Yakuza gone wrong, maybe. But this has happened way later on. This is 2 days from the festival, so the uncle doesn't appear there unless he does appear out of nowhere and ruins everything. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Oh my good god. Oh boy. Just a leisurely stroll. Third. Oh, now she's actually having time to enjoy everything, all that, all. It was a very humid day. Not even a slight breeze was blowing. It had been an unpleasant summer, one that wasn't only hot, but swelteringly so. There were various articles of clothing hung out to dry in the messy apartment windows, but the lack of wind evoked an impression far removed from coolness. In fact, it only felt more oppressive. There were crooked houses and apartments lining the narrow, twisting road. In addition, there were planters and flower pots whose contents were beginning to rot, as well as bicycles and cars on the sides of the road, making it even more cramped, more oppressive, and all the more sweltering. Is this actually going into the Okinomiya, like, alleyway? Nobody who was in this place at this time was visiting it voluntarily. But, in spite of what everyone might expect, a single motorcycle came rolling in. Oh. The motorcycle stopped in front of a 2-story apartment, one that could hardly be called neat, even as flattery. A man, fairly old and wrinkled, stepped off. When a nearby neighbor hanging out the laundry noticed him, she called out, "Well, hello there! It's quite hot today again, isn't it?" "Ooh, you got that right. I feel like I'm gonna boil out here." Suddenly I got goosebumps all over my body. I felt like something bad was about to happen for no reason. I could feel all across the globe. Everyone gets this feeling a different way. Some people get a twitch in their eyelids or some kind of movement of their ears. In my case, I get goosebumps. Sadako's supposed to be cooking dinner tonight. We didn't have much inside the refrigerator, so I asked her to go grocery shopping. Oh, and the uncle just appears now. Okay. I was just watching TV and relaxing while I waited for her. So she'd get back by the time my cartoon was over, after which she'd start cooking dinner. But my cartoon was over. News had started and Sadako wasn't home yet. Sadako sometimes waited until they had a sale at the store. In that case, she usually come home late. That must be what was happening. It was too early for me to start worrying about her. But there's this nagging feeling going on. I can't explain this feeling. I can't explain it, but I feel extremely worried. Once I start feeling like that, I couldn't just sit in the room and wait for her. Hanyo? Hanyo? Where are you? I thought she might know where Sadako might be, but she's never around when I need her. Grab the goddamn wine. Hanyo's not with me 24 hours a day. It's not her whole job, golly gee. She sometimes falls asleep. Okay, good. She actually does fall asleep then. Okay, good. And sometimes she goes out for walks. Then her case is not a walk, but more like a stalk through the cornfields. She follows people around when she finds someone interesting, and she enjoys observing them. She found Shion so interesting for over a whole year, apparently. Anyway, I had no choice. I had to find Sadako on my own. I had a good idea which stores Sadako goes to. I should check those first. We're in Hinamizawa, after all. If I ask people, they'll tell me where she went. Hello there, Rika-chama. It's a blessing to see you here. Napa, Hoshi. Did Sadako come here today by any chance? I haven't seen Sadako-chan here. I've been out here all day, so I would have seen her if she was here. It's happening all over again now. I didn't even have time to say thanks. I ran to the next door. People were greeting me and waving at me. I usually smile and greet them back, but I had no time for that at the moment. Sadako. 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 I need Sadako in my life. I was able to survive for so long because of her support. Without her, this world would be so empty and boring. Sadako is nonchalant and optimistic, unlike me. That's why she's also great. Okay, traps and very optimistic. Look at that. Look at that. Best character. I've learned so many things from her over the past 100 years. I still need to learn more from her. Sadako? Sadako! People stared at me as I ran by them, screaming out her name. I didn't care what they thought, though. Sadako, Sadako, Sadako! Why are they looking at me like that? I'm looking for Sadako. Somebody tell me where she is. My heart was convulsing to my body like a fish out of the water. What little stamina I have. I hate my body for being so young. Oh, you know the store in the corner always has a sale in the evening. She might be there. I went to a few different places, but I still couldn't find her anywhere. The people I talked to gave me advice on where to go, but I couldn't find her in any places they suggested. I continued to run, looking for her. I continued to run even when I bumped into people. I don't know, I had so many customers I can't remember. There are only a few places in Hinamizawa where we can go grocery shopping. It shouldn't be that difficult to find her, so why couldn't I? I tripped on something in the street. I fell flat on the ground. Ow! I injured my hand on a small rock embedded in the ground. I didn't feel much pain, even though I said ow. It just felt hot, as if I touched a frying pan. Look at that! It's you can fry an egg in the sidewalk now. Now you know it's true summer. Suddenly, someone handed me a pretty handkerchief. Are you okay? Oh, hi, Reina. What are you doing? There's a grateful walk around town right now while we're we're having a panic attack. Did you get hurt? Reina, did you see Sadako anywhere? Reina was carrying a grocery bag. I've heard that Sadako bumps into Reina often when she goes grocery shopping. They tend to choose the same stores. Sadako-chan? No, I didn't see her today. She was intercepted. Was she at grocery shopping? Yes. You didn't see her? No, I didn't. But there's no way she would have missed the big sale at the market today. I was there, but I didn't see her. My brain was getting enough oxygen. It took me a while to understand what Reina was talking about. And just that Reina didn't see Sadako. That wasn't the point. It means she was stopped along the way to the store. Had a huge sale in the market today? There's no way that Sadako would miss that sale. But she still didn't see her there? What's that supposed to mean? What happened? Did she leave her wallet at home or something? Well, I couldn't find the right words to explain. Should I tell her I feared that something bad happened to Sadako and that's why I was looking for her? No, I couldn't do that. I couldn't think too deeply about why she hadn't returned home. What's wrong? Can I help out? Talk to me. I knew she was just trying to help me. I even thought I needed someone to help me just a few months before. Now she was here, I had no idea what I was supposed to say. Bad feeling. Sadako's gone. Where is she? There you go. A few sentences. No, that's not it. The truth is, I know. Somehow I know. I wouldn't have to know if I was someone else. But I had to know this. Rika Furude has to know what's going on. I know it. I remember it. I knew this was coming. I experienced a world before where Sadako suddenly disappeared. The possibility for that happening is as low as Akasaka showing up in Hinamizawa. It only happened randomly in my other lives. She just disappears out of blue like this? Oh my good god. It's not the first time. Happened before too. I should see it for myself. I need to see if I gotten stuck inside a devastating world again. Can you talk to me? I'm sorry. Goodbye. Hey, Rika-chan! Off she goes like a bullet. I started running. I can't pretend like I didn't know where she was. If she just disappears before you die then, oh good god. Please, don't tell me I was blessed only up to this point. I'm about to fall back into my unfortunate fate from here on. I thought that this world was different. I thought I could move on to a happy future. I thought I would be able to defeat my deadly fate in this life. This was just horrible. It was horrible this was happening in this world. I was sitting in front of the place I hate the most in Hinamizawa. Yes, it's Sadako's real home, the Hojo residence. I've been living with her since last fall, so this house is empty. In the beginning, she used to come back here to pick up her clothing and other necessities. But once she moved most of her stuff to my house, Sadako stayed away from this place. This was a sad place to Sadako, because all she can remember of it was the horrible time she spent with her aunt and uncle, the memory of her missing brother Satoshi. That's why she never wanted to come back here. But that wasn't the reason to hate this house. Because I know what happens whenever this house becomes an issue in my life. Oh god, please. Please bless me with just one more fortune. I closed my eyes and prayed, then slowly opened them. There's a motorcade there. The window was open on the second floor. I saw a faded curtain swing inside. As soon as I saw that, my knees realized what was going on, even before my mind processed it. Yay. In the next moment, I lost strength in my legs and collapsed on the ground. This definitely is a third chapter parallel, then. So, exactly how do you, change someone who's all like that abused anyway with that? I hope they don't do the whole thing again where he just remembers, honestly. I really just hope he doesn't. I saw an unfamiliar motorcycle parked by the house. I also saw laundry and a futon hanging outside. I was certain that someone was living here. It was proof that someone was living inside this house. The fucking real estate people who got someone else involved. Like, why do we actually see the landlord instead of someone else? So, we don't really know he's around, but, there is someone who bought the house, so, Akasaka decided to live here for no reason, even though he said he was gonna move back to Tokyo. He's here on a small little trip, nothing else, don't worry about it. He lied to you. It's never good when there's someone living in this house. This was very, very bad. It literally is someone else, just someone you never met before, just like, oh, hi there, like, are you having to greet me to the neighborhood? No! I knew exactly why. I knew why, but I felt like I wanted to act like I didn't know. Oh, hi. Rika? Sadako! Sadako went outside to take the futon and noticed me. Rika? Sadako looked down and forced herself to smile. Felt so sad. It wasn't just her expression. The other left cheek was red and swollen. Oh, yay. Sadako, don't stay here. Let's go home. I took her hand. She still looked down without squeezing back. Rika? I think I'm going to go back to this house. Why is that? My uncle came back, and he told me we should live together in this house. I know it's not what you want. You don't want to live with your mean uncle. But I have no choice. If I go back to your house, he'll come and get me. I don't want to cause any trouble for you. She gave up with a sad smile. Just exactly how she looked 1 year ago in 1982. Her uncle slapped her face, and she's coming back to being the Sadako from 1982. The cheerful Sadako that I knew until yesterday could no longer be found. I took care of Sadako and tried to heal her wounded heart for over a year. She finally got her smile back. Her uncle took it all away with just one slap to the face. A broken soul can recover over time, but her damaged heart can never be fixed completely. I just took the broken piece and put it back together again. The cracks in her heart will always be there. That's why she wouldn't come with me, no matter how hard I try to pull her hand. She can't get over the fear. She just knew how scary Uncle could be.
Sadako! What are you doing? You better not go anywhere!
I heard a disgusting voice from inside the house. Sadako stared at the ground. Her shoulders were shaking.
Oh hi, now you get sprites apparently here. Huh? Who the hell's this?
He came out and stood right behind her. It's nothing. I just bumped into my friend.
I don't care. Go inside and clean the bathtub. I want to take a bath, you idiot.
Sadako scampered back inside the house like a terrified small animal. I feel devastated as I watch her go.
Were you asking her out to play? I'm sorry, but she's busy taking care of chores. I'm her uncle. I've been out for a while on a business trip. I'm finally back in the village, you know.
Liar. He only showed back up because his lover went missing. In the world I once let my hatred out in him. But then he inflicted the anger in equal turn into Sadako. So I couldn't allow the dark flame burning within my chest to reflect in my eyes. Since I couldn't make myself smile, and I couldn't insult him, all I could do was give him a short bow and run away from the scene.
Yay. You're intimidated by my scary face, huh?
I heard his hideous laughter from behind me. I cried as I ran away. Couldn't stop crying. I thought this was a perfect world up until today. Why was God doing this to me? It was too cruel.
A giant nod in that plan.
I couldn't give up yet. I couldn't do anything, but I still had hope for this world. I didn't think the luck I had until yesterday was just a random thing.
There's actually two things now. There has to be, like, what was it? I feel it'd be a bit cheap as well if the chopper type services now disappeared when they never showed up, even like that later on, even in the third installment. So what else can be changed here, then?
I went back to my house in a hurry. I need to make a phone call. I know the number because it was my first time calling the place.
Yakuza Inc. I need some help getting and exterminating someone.
Looked to the phone book. I found it easily. Made a call to that number. Vagueness.
Oh, hello. Just get a call from you, Fruity-san. What can I do for you?
I already knew that Oishi could never save Sadako based on what I've seen in my previous lives. For him, Sadako's only a good way to get the Sonozaki family. Her uncle's probably his prey in that regard too. Yay! Yay! If I talked to him about her situation, he would do nothing to save her. The only thing he would tell me is to call the Child Consultation Center. I want to talk with Akasaka. Is he there?
Akasaka-san? Oh, he went to the hot springs in Wakura with his wife. God damn it.
Wakura? That's not anywhere near here. I thought he was staying here until Watanagashi.
I heard he's gonna stay in a hotel owned by a relative of his. In which I could go too. What? You want to know where Wakura is? It's in the Ishikawa prefecture on the Noto Peninsula. He literally just said that I'm then dipped by the end of the day, honestly. My good god.
No way. He told me he was staying here until Watanagashi. I thought he meant you staying in Hinamizawa. Do you actually mean this area of the country in general? Well, can you get a hold of him somehow? That's a meaningless question. Somebody can get him to come here while he's enjoying his trip with his wife. If I talk to him on the phone, he'll probably only tell me to call the Child Consultation Center or something.
I don't know where he's staying. Well, I heard it's a very famous luxury hotel, so I can make a pretty good guess. I'm sure they won't give me the room number, since they're strict about customer privacy these days.
Okay, then. Did Akasaka tell you that he's coming to the Watanagachi festival?
Yes, he did. He's coming back here to Hot Springs. They stayed here for only one night, then left for the Noto Peninsula. But she'll be back before the day of the festival. He said he'd be back with a souvenir for you. Well, he's gonna be back with the day before it, so like, tomorrow, so.
Terrible. I thought it was too good to be true. I knew it was kind of strange for him to stay in a boring place like this.
Like, look at this. There's nowhere to go around this whole place. There's stores and all that, but there's no theater, there's no ice cream parlors or arcades, like Keiichi said in the first installment. Absolutely nothing to do. No wonder. The only thing you can do is sightseeing tours, which technically speaking, Akasaka already did in the fourth installment, so there goes that out of the window.
My luck seems to be turning now. This might not be a surprise, though. Just like I can roll a 6 3 times in a row, I can roll 1 3 times in a row, too.
So you got 5 6s and 1 1.
Happy things and unhappy things can happen with equal probability.
I mean, don't you know, but oh, good God. There's like, you can boil probabilities down to only 50% for each thing. It either does happen or doesn't. 50% chance for either. Hello? Well, if you want to leave a message, I'll take it for you.
I looked at the calendar on the wall. I didn't know when he was coming back, but I was certain he wouldn't be for at least one more week. I thought back to the past to try and remember what happened.
Oh, he's literally like, wait, oh. Oh, wait, I thought you said he was like coming back like the day before the festival, actually. Isn't that what he just said? So he's just gonna be back in the next week, okay then.
That guy will break Sadako apart in 1 week. I couldn't wait that long. I had to give up on seeking help from Akasaka. Well, that's okay. I still had one more option. One more person I can rely on. No, that's alright. Thank you for your help. Napa, Hoshi. I hung up the phone after thanking him.
This entire chapter is like showcasing that even though she has people that they can help her, honestly, she's not actually taking them.
I couldn't make a phone call to the next person. I had to talk to him in person.
My shoes on and head to the Erie Clinic. Yay. Well, he's not going to help at all. Well, not in the way you're expecting anyway. He can't do much.
The clinic's hours are over for the day. There was usually no one here after that.
And also, just the fact of everything we learned about Tomotaki actually being part of the procedures and all, that's probably also the reason why they got acquainted and started dating. And also, literally what we know is, like, this quote-unquote mysterious disease that Erie is, like, researching. It does make sense why, he tried to, what was it, hospitalize Keiichi in the third installment after, he, like, told him that, he killed the uncle, honestly. He just jumped the shark on that, then. Makes sense, but, I still don't like him.
There was usually no one here after that. However, since Tomotaki was here, they should still be into the building for a meeting. They had to be there. The front door of the clinic was locked as I expected.
Time to break into the second-story window. Look at that, see?
I went around to the back door and rang the bell. The whole clinic is nervous when Tomotaki's around. They usually ignore visitors. But I'm special.
What's wrong? I heard you had an emergency.
Me too. Doesn't sound good. Yuri Takano showed up soon after I was taken to the visitor's room. If Ricky Friday's emergency, then it's a priority for these two people. I know this important person in this village.
Well, I guess it's also no wonder that I'm, oh, good God, actually. Oh, shit! Sadako receives injections every single day. And to the sound of it, if she doesn't do that every day because, the uncle doesn't let her, then, she's literally just going through the day without any medication, honestly. And it makes it worse, actually. Oh, good God. So, literally, she also is, literally heading that up to, L4, honestly. Literally. And since what we know of him, apparently of 1 out of 3 cases of him, people going insane, there's also the chance that, Sadako literally just doesn't remember doing anything bad. Okay, yay.
Oh boy. The most important person in this village.
Could it be? Someone's trying to get you? You were protected at all times with the elite security of the mountain dogs. The mountain dogs. I've been watching you since the day we made that promise. I had no doubt about that. They seen me right away when we had that confrontation with those 3 delinquents of their day. And from the sound of it, those people that were, like, following along behind the van, Nightingale and Heron, I was basically just... I got reminded of Lily. It's literally the same people who kidnapped that kid in the 4th installment, honestly, so, the fucking mountain dogs are hired for all of that. Okay, then. Alright, then. Alright. So it's probably like thinking about it, those 3 people, those 2 or 3 kidnappers, I can't remember in the 4th installment, are probably the same people that are actually in the van, actually, in the start. They were just hired to kidnap and just hand them over to them. That's it. Okay. They seen me right away when we had a conversation with those 3 delinquents the other day. That's not it. I have a favor to ask. I want you to see Sadako from danger. What happened to Sadako-chan? He doesn't have that much power alone, even if you really want to save her. But Takano controls the mountain dogs, so she does have that power. I want you to stick those dogs onto that guy over there in that house right now. Injure him. Literally, beat into a single inch of his life, or right over the threshold of life. I don't care. Make sure he doesn't go after again. Make sure he doesn't, like, go on his own 2 feet again. In my previous lives, I was never able to get help from the mountain dogs because I wasn't on good terms with Takano. But this world's different. I have a better relationship with her in this life, and she even kept the promise she made. I trust their ability completely now. Teppei Hojo-san is back. That's horrible. It was mainly Sadako's aunt who was abusing her last year, but Eri knows that her uncle is violent with her too. I told them Sadako had gone back to the same condition she was in the previous year. I don't know what will happen. I need you to help me save Sadako. Eri seemed to want to do something for her, but he didn't exactly know what to do. What shall we do? Should we call the police and let them know? I don't know about that. At this point, all he did was come back and take her in as her legal guardian, right? It's not like she's been seriously injured by him. That's not the case, right? It's only a matter of time. Something bad's gonna happen if we don't do anything. I hate to say that's only a matter of time. Well, pretty much, it's almost consistent, actually. I'm just now wondering, how many, like, okay, so, if this isn't the only time, then, does something even more worse, like, something bad even happen to Sadako if Keiichi doesn't actually, tries to kill the uncle, actually, anyway? Does something bad happen anyway for that case? Oh, boy. I knew how she was gonna get abused and how she was gonna end up. I've seen in the past. I really want to tell them about it, but I couldn't do that. As it hasn't happened in this world yet, they just think I was imagining it. I think you should call the Child Consultation Center first. I remember. Sadako-chan made a false report to the Child Consultation Center once. I wonder if they'll take her seriously. The answer is no. My friends contacted the Child Consultation Center several times in the past, but Sadako always refused their help. She claims that she isn't being abused. Yeah, and even when the tips basically mention them, they actually believe her this time, it still takes them a while anyway, so, yeah. The Sadako from 1983 might have asked for their help. But currently, she was a Sadako from 1982. It's a time-traveling story, in the worst way possible. For her, living with her uncle reminds her of the time when Satoshi was around. She feels like Satoshi would come back if she lived strongly, without always relying on her brother. Even the Child Consultation Center were to take the case seriously, it's too late. I'm trying to remember. The most recent one I experienced, it only took a few days after Sadako was kidnapped by her uncle. It only took her a few days for him to tear her heart apart. We had no time to waste. We need to take action quickly. We can't really do anything unless she seeks help. I think Dr. Eri can call the police, but that's about it. I'm very sorry. And I don't know why you still have to be with Oishi still. That's not it. I want you to help her, Takano. Eri and Takano look shocked, but both went quiet.
Didn't expect me to seek help from Takano. You mean you want to take a much bolder action? Well, desperate times call for desperate measures, okay? Look, it's an extreme scenario, so I will allow extreme actions. I'm here to ask for that. I wouldn't be here this late otherwise. I understand. But... Yuri, if you truly cherish Sadako, then please just listen to me this once. Please say Sadako. Less than a few days, she'll really end up in a horrible shape. That's already guaranteed. If you try to wait and see how things go, it'll be no different than watching her die. Have you forgotten how Sadako was last year, Eri? She's already reverted to that state, right this very second. A few more days, it'll be too late to do anything. All I could do was stare at him. Only that Eri could see the future only I knew. The tragic end awaiting Sadako reflected in my eyes. Eri remained silent for far too long, a time to call brief. Someone trying to think of some excuse of why the issue wouldn't go silent that long. He was recalling Sadako's terrible state last year, and seriously considering my plea was as urgent as I made it out to be. I know that he really cares about her. That's why I need his help now. What shall we do? Fuck Teppei up, apparently. Please. Eri nodded and looked up. I guess we finally came to a conclusion. I just hope it's a positive one. Takano-san, please do what Rika-chan wants you to do. Yeah! Beat his fucking legs in with a goddamn crowbar right now! Aim for the head! Aim for the chest! Aim for the legs! Especially aim for the heart! Eri! I remember how hopeless I felt when I couldn't do anything to save Sadako-chan last year. I want to take this chance and save her this time. But Doctor... Takano didn't think that Eri would make the decision. He seemed shocked to hear his response. Look, we have to choose violence sometimes. I'd like to ask you as the director of this clinic. Please help Sadako-chan. Okay, well, there's a director line, apparently. There he goes. Dr. Eri, what do you mean when you say to help her? Fuck him up. That's how it is. Those exact words. Please calm down. Sadako-chan is very important to us. She has greatly contributed to our research for a long time. Protecting her is considered one of your work orders. Eri continued, though Takano tried to persuade him. Look, Takano, you like morbid things, right? So look, just like I'm sick the morality onto him, okay? You like laughing at people's misfortune, the tragedy of it all? Why don't you cause a tragedy for this guy, then? Who deserves it, then? Kyosuke Eri is asking you as your boss. Please save Sadako-chan. I stared into Takano's eyes together with him. Puppy dog eyes, let's go. I thought you and Sadako were friends. Please help her as her friend. But I'm just a teddy bear, you, like, had Sadako on my name. Are you saying that was a lie, too? Help her, huh? That's a hypocritical way of saying it. Yeah, in some case, honestly, the whole guinea pig thing here, but, you know what we mean. You're not telling me to kidnap her and lock her up somewhere safe. You want me to help her so she can have a normal, happy life. Man, everyone's on the same page. In other words, you want her uncle dead, right? You have the right to make the ultimate decision of how we're going to save her. If you don't want to, I don't mind making a decision. Yes, group murder, group murder, group murder. Dr. Eri? No. Section Chief? If we carry your order, both you and I will be responsible for it. Are you sure you're ready for that? I looked at his face. Like me, Eri has many things to lose. I knew that Takano's words would shake him emotionally. However, Eri was determined. He has the passion to cut through fate. Yes, that's fine. If I'm called forward to defend my actions, that's better than betraying my own heart. An impressive show from someone who doesn't know what hearing's like. He's not hard of hearing. If you do it quietly, they might not find out about it in Tokyo. Everyone will be happy that way. All risk and no reward. If you want, I'll show you more treasures in the shrine. Never restrict you from seeing those things. So please help me. The risk she's taking is larger than the reward I'm offering. But that's the only thing I can offer her. I don't care about the traditions for the shrine as long as it can save my friend from suffering.
Yeah, who cares about traditions? We're worried about the now, not the past.
Fine. I don't want to be the bad guy here. She forced a smile instead of the offer I asked for her. Thank you, Takano-san.
The pact has been made. cut the palm of your hand and now just shake your hands. There you go. Look at that. Now the pact has been sealed. The blood pact has been sated.
I want you to make a decision about how to save her. I'll have a meeting with Okonogi later to plan out the mission. Not later, it has to be now. She promised to save Sadako, but she still wasn't motivated for it.
Best way to motivate someone. How so? I'll give you candy.
Too late, she didn't do something right now. I try to make Takano understand that this is an urgent matter.
That's right. Rika-chan, I want to see some kind of result right now. I'm sorry for asking this time, but can you please contact them now?
You guys are so passionate about her.
Okay, so your passion for teddy bears and you talking to Sadako about them wasn't passion either? Okay, I see how it is.
It might take a few minutes.
In the middle of goddamn night, we need a request a hit. Thank you very much.
No problem. It's an order from my boss. I'll do whatever I can. Just don't forget that promise you made, Rika-chan. I promise.
She's like she's just hopping and skipping, just like she basically she becomes more louder than Hanya, which is jumping up and down the floor. We're just looking around at everything.
I even serve you some rice cakes and tea when you come to the shrine. Takano smiled slightly and left the room.
Does she like rice cakes and all that? Like literally just go for her favorite food stuff. Also, like that's not just get into her head; it's also get into her stomach.
There's that. Once I finally heard her footsteps fade away, the tension in the room dissolved. Eri offered me something to drink, but I refused. He must have thought everything was taken care of, but I couldn't relax until Sadako was physically returned to me. Eri, does she have enough medication with her? Her uncle will keep her locked into the house, so she won't be able to come here for a while.
Well, fortunately, I gave her second medicine needles last week. She should be fine for a while. Okay, so she technically still has that. Hopefully she still uses it then. However, her mental state can't be controlled by medication. Yeah. If she gets too stressed, that can really cause some damage. Oh, yay.
That will happen within a few days.
I'm assuming the medication's all just physical and not emotional, so yeah. Nothing like, like transmitting the brain, honestly, just everything else, though. So like her body will be fine over the days. Her mental state will take the L, literally L all the way up to L4.
Takano hadn't come back yet. I thought it'd be bad news if she came back too early, but I started feeling nervous that she'd taken so long. Eri insisted I go home because it's getting very late.
No, I want to hear what's happening. I want to hear the goddamn plan of bloodlust. He needs to go down, remove him, destroy him, kill him, and tear his limbs apart, one leg at a time.
I couldn't go home and relax, however, until I heard from her that everything was taken care of. I had to wait for her to come back. I need to deal with this tension until then. I mean, over an hour later, Takano finally returned.
Hello.
I'm sorry it took so long.
How did it go?
She was looking for the right words. I got a very bad feeling from her reaction alone. Unfortunately, it won't go as easy as we hoped anymore.
Why is that?
There was a murder case in Okinomiya not too long ago. The police suspect Teppei Hojo of involvement in the crime, and they have him marked.
Yay. A murder case? What do you mean? Yay.
Oh, look at that! Some woman named Mamiya.
Mamma mia, she's back again!
Laid her hands on the Sonozaki family's earnings and was murdered to set an example. Her and the police have taken interest in the relationship between the Hojos and the Sonozakis. Turns out that woman was Teppei Hojo's lover. Well, Tanagachi's getting closer, too.
I thought it was literally happening, like, a day or two from now, though. Okay.
The police want to prevent the 5th curse of Oyashiro-sama this year, so they marked Teppei Hojo as the candidate for this year's victim and started casting their lines.
What do you mean by lines?
They suspect they can reel in the true culprit behind Oyashiro-sama's curse. They keep their eyes on Teppei Hojo.
Yay. So, you mean
Rika-chan, I'm very sorry. The mountain dogs can't do anything to him until the police stop spying on him.
No. Well, that just means, Rika, use your ties against the police to, get them away from him for a bit, and that's it. But then you be implicated that, you remove the police from them, so,
No. I thought the mountain dogs could perform any mission, no matter how difficult. That's only when we plan out carefully with extensive preparation. Usually we take a long time to observe the target, and look for the right opportunity. It can take between 6 months and 1 year for a mission like this. Remember, we are a secret organization. We must remain out of the spotlight. If our secret is revealed, everything is over.
Look at that, Reina's goddamn thing was right, though, about the conspiracy theory. Those fucking gardeners are actually the part of the assassins.
It's too risky for us to target someone like him. Then when is the right opportunity coming? He'll be after Watanagashi at the earliest. At the festival, the police will stop watching him. That would be too late. She's saying it'd be after Watanagashi. I didn't even know if that was a day after or a year after. She also said it usually takes at least 6 months to repair this kind of mission. That's too long. I thought this world was different, but that hope was slipping through my fingers. So,
even though you, now I'm actually, talking, and actually I'm, saying what's actually wrong here, look at that, they still can't help either, so, Now, okay. So, Rika didn't talk to Reina about what happened today, and then Rika, tried to talk to Akasaka and Oishi, but just from everything that's happening, and, take too long for her to get help from them, she decided not to leave a message. And now she actually comes around to, focus on the relationships she now cultivated, this route, and that's not going well either, so... So now definitely just feels like a case, there's not much you can do anyway, even if you talk to people and actually tell what's happening so far.
So how can we save Sadako-chan? I think it's best to follow the rules. We should report this to police or the Child Consultation Center. We can even talk to the school. I hear that so many times, but it never worked. Even Takano were surprised. They expected me to raise my voice. In fact, I didn't think myself that I could react this way. I couldn't keep my emotions in check after Takano suggested all those meaningless solutions. I cooperated with you guys all this time. I never asked for anything, and I just gave you my support. But now you can't save Sadako? With all that power you have, why are you so afraid of saving her now? The police and public services are useless. You guys only take advantage of us and never actually help. Fine, I get it now. I know now that this world is nothing but a dead end. I'm not interested in you guys anymore. I don't care about this world anymore. That's right. I can never escape my fate. The same old fate that I keep on repeating. You just burn to death in the mountains. You just take sleeping pills and commit suicide. I'll die just like I always do too. I lose my life without knowing how I'm killed. This life is nothing but a dead end. I was born to be killed in this world. Die. Everyone die. There's no meaning to this world anymore. I can't put words into my emotions anymore, and I started to cry. I was so lucky until yesterday. I had so much hope in my heart, but it all been for nothing. I felt like everything was falling apart now. I lived for more than 100 years. I lived longer than a normal human lifetime. I thought I was blessed with good fortune for the first time in my life. This never happened to me again. I thought a miracle had occurred, but everything was shattered now. I cried and cursed this world. I need to give up my life as soon as possible. Sadako will be waiting for me with a smile in my next one. Yay! And this is advanced depression too, because it's not just the whole fact that you don't think anyone's around to help you, but you know for a certainty that no one can possibly help your problem anyway, even when you talk to about it. Yay! Yay! Yeah. Especially as also even if Rika tries to address the case herself, she also basically just outlined the last chapter that it never works out. It never does when Rika tries to go after and use the medicine or anything that gets someone to knock him out or anything like that. So much she can't do anything with the uncle either. It always failed then.
So the only thing we can do is, hey Keiichi, you want to smash in some skulls? Sadako would be waiting for me with a smile my next one. I'm gonna go see her. But what happened to Sadako in this world? What happened if I abandoned her? I didn't know. I didn't care. Sadako, 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 Sadako. A witch who has lived for 100 years. I still couldn't rid myself of the human emotions in my heart. I didn't get anything to eat because Sadako was supposed to be making dinner tonight. I didn't have an appetite anyway, so I just figured I should just go to bed. I still had to make lunch the next day, though. Sadako might come to school tomorrow. I rinsed the rice, hoping they wouldn't have to waste the lunch that I was making for the two of us. The only thing that'd be different is see how everyone takes over. If everyone remembers their mistakes from the other lines, apparently, then so how they all take it then is a repeat of what happened with Satoshi then. If they don't remember that in the past, actually, then they'll probably have something, and if not, then makes Rika feel even worse then. I had to stop thinking like that. I already knew ways to make her lunch. I already knew that Sadako wasn't coming to school ever again. I felt so miserable rinsing the rice. The tears started dropping into it as I thought about her. Oh, yay. Why was this happening in this world? I thought everything changed when Keiichi gave that doll to Mion. In that world, Mion pretended to be your sister for a week and got closer to Keiichi. But that wasn't happening this time. I thought we would be having a good time until the festival. Huh? That's odd. Wasn't that club activity 2 weeks before we went to Nagashi? I realized something. The club activity was exactly the same, but it happened 1 week earlier than the world I knew of. It was 1 week earlier than my previous life. Oh, look at that timeline stuff, which I was trying to figure this whole time, but look at that. I get it now. I thought I was familiar with this world, but it was actually a different one where events are mixed up. That means even though Keiichi gave the doll to Mion, I didn't solve everything. I thought I was getting lucky. I was confident everything was going to be okay. I stopped making an effort. I knew there was a possibility that Sadako's uncle was coming back. I let her go do the grocery shopping. I would have been more careful and kept her home if I knew that he was coming back to get her. I should be careful in my next life, then. But there wouldn't be a next life that was so fortunate. I didn't get lucky that often. Well, that comes back to it. You should just take care of the grocery shopping from, this week, and honestly, until the festival comes, apparently. Even if I locked Sadako into the closet, it would be over if Reina's father messed up something, or Keiichi lost his mind. I had to clear everything up that's not within my reach, and I also had to make the best effort I can. Without that, I can't overcome the fate of 1983. In this life, I may be able to overcome my deadly fate with Takano's help. Sadako would not be there in my future. That defeats the whole purpose. My goal is to survive this year while laughing with my best friends. I don't want to sacrifice Sadako in order to survive. I don't want to live in a world without her. I was blessed with all those fortunes, but it still couldn't change my destiny. I ruined everything because I stopped working so hard. I'll never again have a lucky life like this. I lost my first and only chance. I cried and scratched the floor. I didn't know if I should curse my fate or curse myself for not putting forth enough effort. Oh, hi. There you go. Look at that, Before I realized it, Hanyu was sitting in front of me. I didn't know how long she had been there. She just stared down at me with a look of pity in her face. Hanyu? What were you trying to say? You want to tell me that you told me not to get my hopes up? There's no way I wouldn't get my hopes up. This being the first time I was blessed with so many fortunate circumstances all at once. I believed that everything would go well, but you were always telling me not to expect too much. She probably felt something strange at the toy store that day. She realized the day was 1 week off, and this was not the same old world that I knew.
She had realized early on that I still shouldn't be too excited about this life. I've been with you for a long time. So let me tell you this first before you ask me. I couldn't predict what's fate held for us today either. The only advice I can give you is this. Fate in this world is as fickle as the weather. Nothing more than a trifle unworthy of joy or sorrow. There are 6 sides in a die. That's the reality of it. Doesn't mean the 6 is the best number either. I should just take any number that I roll. I shouldn't be disappointed if I roll a 1 a few times in a row. It's pathetic how I thought rolling a 6 is the best result you could obtain. I still have many things to learn, even though I've been living for more than 100 years. I told you several times, but this world is not a miracle. If you wait patiently, you will come across a real miracle someday. How many decades am I supposed to wait patiently? How many centuries are to wait? We don't have much power left anymore. I don't think we can go back to a time before June of 1983 now. The amount of time we can rewind keeps decreasing. You're telling me to just repeat that short amount of time for years? I almost lost my mind when I was repeating a few years over and over again. But you're telling me to repeat 1 or 2 weeks for years until the miracle happens? It's impossible. I was betting on this world. I've had all my coins this one world. And I lost. I lost all my coins this fate. I had no more coins left in my heart. These coins are known as hope. I had no coins left to hope for my dreams to come true. Rika lay on the floor as if I collapsed. The floor should have been cold, but I didn't feel anything. I lost all my hope. I always thought people could survive as long as they had some bread and water. That's not right, is it? People can't live without hope. People can survive because they believe that something good will happen to them eventually, as long as they keep on living. That's just for normal people who don't know what awaits them in their future. There's no such hope for a witch like me. I don't care about anything anymore. I don't care about this life, but I don't care about the next. I just want to disappear and turn to ash. Rika, please don't say that. Rika... Anya's voice gradually fades away. I slowly lost my senses. I lay down on the kitchen floor and let myself sink into the darkness. Yeah. There's absolutely just no possible way to, make things better unless someone else takes charge, honestly. And even then, the people technically who are in power, per se, can't do anything either. Just because they just can't do anything, they have something even bigger than that taking over. I drove my body to school, hoping that Sadako might be there. I doubt it, honestly, at this point. Like, my good god. Like, especially the experience and years she had, there's nothing I can even think of to say, honestly, after all this time. Because, like, the same thing happens repeatedly over and over again. Or even if, like, even if something new happens each time for her, and still ends the same way, I don't even know it'd be worse if the same things happen again, or if literally no, I think it's worse if something new happens every single year over, like, life here. Like, in these 2 weeks, something different happens each and every time, but it always ends the exact same way. Even if, like, there's absolutely nothing was absolutely, the same, different, like, honestly. Like, the club activities are all different, like, each day of the week. And, you actually bump into different people this time. I've had some different conversations which you never think you'd ever have before in your life. Anything like that, it happens every single time and still ends up this way. I feel like that just make things, like, I don't know. I feel like things would just be even worse because even then you start realizing, even though things are new, everything is going to be worse anyway by the end. So, But just as I expected, there was no one sitting in her seat. It also makes sense why, like, Rika, like, never, like, talking, like, she just shut her trap, honestly, when the third installment, when Sadako first, didn't show up to school, honestly. She just did not want to talk to anyone by that point. I felt all the more devastated just seeing it empty. Nothing left to bet on. All I could do was get hurt and suffer devastation. Blood flowed from my broken heart and found its way out through my eyes in the form of tears. Is something wrong, Fruity-san? Is Hojo-san absent today? The whole class was wondering why I came in late today and why Sadako wasn't with me. Lethargic. Even if I felt sympathy from everyone's eyes on me, I didn't feel any promises from them. No one here was able to save Sadako. No one. No one could save her. Why should I have to keep smiling at all these useless people? This world is finished anyway. If I leave matters alone, then a few days after the Nagashi festival, my movie reel will be cut as I'm murdered like usual, and I'll return to the beginning of this month again. And so I'll continue to live forever, in June 1983. Trapped here. Even death won't set me free from that prison. Fruity-san, please talk to me if something happened. Where's Hojo-san? Is she sick? Shut up. The whole class gasped. No one expected Rika Fruity to talk like that. I myself made such blunt statements a few times in several past worlds. It was always the first time anyone in that world heard anything like that. It must have been very easy for them, and I envied it. Fruity-san. She was sitting there dumbfounded. I stood up from my seat. If Sadako wasn't around, I don't want to be locked up inside this human place. I'm going home. I'm not coming here anymore. Goodbye. I felt like saying something like that. However, routine this small how the Sadako might go to school the next day, so I kept it to myself. However, she wouldn't let me go. She grabbed me by the arm and dragged me to the teacher's office instead. She told me to take a seat in the couch for the principal's office. She had no right to tell me what to do. I could just escape through the open window. As I didn't have that kind of energy, however, I sat on the couch as she told me to. Yay. I realized then I didn't even have the energy to be rebellious. Maybe Sadako felt the same. She lost the energy to rebel, and so she was simply obeying her uncle. That's really just, learned helplessness, honestly. Yay. Fruity-san, please tell me what's going on. I'm sure I can help you. She spoke to me, but I already knew that her words were empty. All she would do was call the Child Consultation Center. She would go to the Hojo residence and pull Sadako out of there. So there's no point in even discussing the topic with her. I told her she wouldn't keep it to herself. And shortly, everyone would know about what was happening to Sadako. That would result in chaos. They call the Child Consultation Center. The staff from there will go and visit Sadako. Her uncle will deny the abuse, and Sadako will also deny because of the guilt she feels for Satoshi leaving. Shortly after, they'll find out about the false reports Sadako made before, and they'll decide not to proceed any further. Her uncle will allow Sadako to go to school for a few days, but the abuse will get worse because they'll think she's the one who called the Child Consultation Center. He'll do horrible things to her, just like her aunt did last year. Calling the Child Consultation Center will not help Sadako. It will instead put her in an even worse situation. It's better not to notify them at all. But if you don't report it, then how else does this world system improve? Now, nothing is going to change. There's nothing that can be done once this unfortunate fate overtakes Sadako. You say Hojo's uncle is back. Is that true? I had somehow answered all Chi's questions without noticing. I knew that nothing would change whether I spoke to her or not. So I just told her everything. Because I had no energy to rebel. I understand what's going on now. This is horrible. So, now that you know what's going on, what can you do? She answered right away without faltering, already used to my spiteful tone. I will visit her house today. I need Sadako-chan to talk to her first. Then if there's a problem, you're gonna call the Child Consultation Center, right? They have on record shown that she's made false reports in the past. They'll never do anything unless there's proof of abuse. Makes also sense why she also told the Keiichi, because she was pretty much just done with it, honestly, and then Keiichi also went mad then actually afterwards, so yay. You're just like the police. You don't start an investigation until after someone's dead. They don't do anything unless Sadako is killed. When it happens, this is what both the school and the child consultation center will say. We never saw this coming. She was such a bright girl. They'll just repeat the same words if they were scripted. People are idiots. I believe the people from the center will do something about it. I will make sure to tell them that she needs help. You've done the same in the previous lives, too. I wasn't denying her passion, but I couldn't say that there was anything meaning to it. So, yeah. Unless the entire world still remembers, it's not gonna work. And even then, like... Oh, boy. The problem was with Chi. The problem was with them. It's the system's fault over again. It's the system's fault. No matter how hard Chi tried to seek help from child services, it meant nothing as long as they held biased notice about Sadako. It doesn't matter if they find proof of abuse or not. Oh, hi, Shion. You're also here. Look at this. I suddenly heard a voice in the hallway. It was Shion's voice. Oh. She sounded, who's there? And I heard Mion gasping, crap! Must have been listening to her conversation. We're having a quiet discussion outside the door, but Shion accidentally raised her voice. She gets so violent sometimes. No, I think it's warranted here. That's why she's best character, okay? 4 people entered the room from the hallway. Mion, Shion, Keiichi, and Reina. Hello, we have a whole group gathering here now. Look at that. I told you to stay in class. Go back to the classroom. We can't. Not in this situation. What are you going to do if something happens to Sadako? You want to be responsible for that? There's no time to waste. We gotta do something right now. Group murder. Group murder. Group murder. Let's go. My sister's saying that things will get worse unless there's some kind of proof of abuse. It'll be too late once there is. Do you want to see Sadako dead, Mion? That's not what I'm trying to say. Like I told you, Sadako once made a false report to the abuse hotline. They had that on record at the Child Consultation Center. Without proof, they won't investigate her case any further. Just think about what that means. It'll only make her uncle more furious. Sadako's situation will get even worse. What the hell? They're supposed to help her before something happens, right? Are they really not going to do anything unless she's seriously injured? Calm down, you two. It's not going to happen. I feel the same as Shiichan and Keiichi-kun. I don't want to wait until something bad happens. We need to think about what we can do. Murder. What can we do? Talk to the Child Consultation Center, right? If we had the guarantee they help her, it'd be fine, but Mion, you're saying it's highly likely they'll put her case on hold, right? Yeah. Fortunately, that's what I think they'll do, just like last year. On top of that, she was in an even worse situation then. They put her case on hold even though Sadako was already in horrible shape. Yay. But this time, it's only been a day since her uncle took her away. Plus, her uncle has legal custody of her. So I'm like, kidnap Sadako, kill uncle, mission stated, let's go. We don't need to be so roundabout. All we have to do is ambush that bastard and kill him. Yeah, look at that. See, look at that. May was not to tell you that sent it from the teacher, but there's that. Chi-chan, you can't do that. Why not? Why not? If no one's gonna help and we can't convince him anything like that, what do you want us to do then? Satoshi-kun wouldn't want that. He wouldn't want murder, apparently. Then how should we save Sadako? Satoshi-kun entrusted me. He trusted me to look after Sadako. If anything happens to her, I could never face him again. Having our hands tied until after Sadako's been thoroughly abused isn't an option. When a crime is taking place right before your eyes, is reporting it the first thing you do? No, it isn't. You stop it. From the source. We have to stop this ourselves, right now. Calm down, Shion. No! Fuck you! We're doing this now! Runs out. You're the head of the Sonoseki family, aren't you? Use your power to save Sadako. Yakuza him up. You can do it, can't you? You have enough power to save her. I know. The Hag's policy is to stay completely in the Hojo affairs because we're grudging over the damn conflict, right? But what happens to Sadako? The Sonoseki main branch tends to ignore it, don't they? And neither the Child Consultation Center, nor the Sonoseki family, nor the police can save her. I have to do it on my own. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna kill that pig. And the teacher just like sitting there like, oh my good god, everything went spiral out of control in just one single afternoon. I'm gonna do it right now. It's not gonna take more than 1,500 seconds for me to get to her house, stab him to death right now. No, it's 1,499 seconds now. What can you do in 1,500 seconds? You can't do anything, can you? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna help her.
Let me go! Yay. I'm gonna kill him right now! Let me go! Shion-san, settle down. Stop saying that you're gonna get into big trouble. Oh my god. Well, she technically has the right way to go about it, technically speaking, situation. Because there's nothing else I can think of right now without bloodshed. Honestly. Especially, I swear to God. It better not be a whole thing of, like, somehow they, like, actually talk to, like, Teppei Hojo and just, like, stop abusing Sadako. Oh my gosh, my ways have been completely restored now. I won't do it anymore now. I move out now. I swear. They're desperately discussing to save her. I just sat on the couch and stared at them vaguely. I had the same discussion many times in many different situations. I was tired of listening to it. The only difference was that everything was happening a few days earlier than usual. Rika. It's okay. I'm not gonna expect anything good anymore. I don't have any hope left in my heart. Yay. There's absolutely nothing I can think of to change anything besides murder, extreme actions. Hanya made a sad expression. I couldn't tell if she was sad about her fate or if she was taking pity on me. Because, like, what was this? Even if, like, so basically, the police won't help, your parents won't help, the teacher won't help, and you can tell your friends about this, and, like, you know, even if they understand the situation, they can't really help either because of the whole thing like that. What can you do then? What can you do then? Just she promised, she went to Sadako's house to the school. It's only been days since Sadako's uncle took her away. She wouldn't be able to tell if he hurt her already or not. And the students had made such a big fuss about it. She would have waited a couple days before going to her house. Yay. We're all everyone just crawled into the backseat of her car now, honestly. Just to make sure she does her job right. She already knew, however, about what happened to Sadako the previous year. And waited a few days. Yay. Maybe not just the case just like waiting a few days because like she was busy and stuff like that. Maybe just compose herself to actually see what's happening. Maybe. There's also that thing to think about. She also knew that her uncle was abusing her just like her aunt, and that he had neglected to act as her guardian for the whole year. Considering those factors, it might not have been too soon for her to visit the Hojo residence. Sako showed up in school that day. No one called the school to explain her absence. That alone was proof that her uncle wasn't taking responsibility as her guardian. She was gonna go to her house to see what was going on with her own eyes. It was only one day, and I swear he'll make the excuse that oh, I only came back now. Sorry, it won't happen again and all that. Don't worry about it. Like, even if they try to take that angle, honestly, and probably the CCC is gonna take his side anyway. She parked the car in the street and checked the map she brought from the school. It said Hojo residence in the sign in front of the house. Look at that, it's all marked and labeled for everyone to find and go inside and burn the house down while Sadako's away from the house. Don't worry about it. She was certain that this had to be the place. The window on the second floor is open, and she could see a curtain hanging there. That window she could hear the laughing voice of several old men. No one answered the phone when she called right before leaving the school. She could hear the clicking noise of mahjong tiles along the voices. She never played mahjong before, but had a pretty good idea that that was it from the way the men were talking. If they were playing mahjong, there must have been 3 other men inside the house. Her students had told her that Sadako's uncle was a very violent man. She was a teacher, true, but she's also just a young lady. She felt hesitant to ring the doorbell after hearing their disgusting laughter. But courage drove her forward. She made her decision and rang the doorbell. She heard the bell ring inside the house. The laughing voice continued to echo from the second floor. It seemed as though they didn't hear the bell. She rang the bell again, and this time the laughter stopped for a moment. Someone must have heard the sound, but soon after they started laughing again. It didn't sound like anyone was coming to get the door. She thought someone had heard the bell, but perhaps not. She was sure they were home, of course. She couldn't leave just because no one was answering the door. Just pulled a lot of flyers up, please, like, reach me at your earliest convenience, like flyers everywhere, even the doors and windows. She knocked and yelled loudly this time. Hello? Are you home, Hojo-san?
Finally, the latcher stopped and a man with a scary look in his face opened the door.
Who the fuck are you? Shut up and get the hell out of here.
She felt intimidated by him, but her heart was filled with the teacher's pride and responsibility. Hello. Are you Hojo-san? I am. Before she introduced herself, Teppei screamed at her.
Just shut up! I don't need no newspaper, no milk, no insurance. I'm busy right now. I'm working.
People in the room laughed when he told her he was working. She wouldn't give up. She continued to speak. I'm the teacher at the Hinamizawa branch school. My name is Chi. Is Sadako Hojo-san here?
Huh? What the hell? What do you want with Sadako?
I came here because she didn't come to school today. I wasn't able to get a hold of her, so I'm wondering what happened.
Huh? School?
Yes, is she home? I need to talk with her.
She's sick. That's right, she's a cold. Sadako's rested because she's a fever.
I need to give her some handouts. May I please see her?
Fucking idiot. Were you just listening to what I just said? Sadako is sick. I'll take the sickness. She's sleeping right now. I can't let you see her.
I see. Do you think she'll come to school tomorrow?
Who knows? I won't know until then, you idiot.
I see. Alright. Please tell her that I came by. Thank you. She bowed, but by the time she looked up her head, Teppei was no longer there. Door slam. When she returned to the school, several students emerged from the classroom. They were Keiichi, Reina, Mion, and Shion. Riko was also still inside the classroom, but she wouldn't come outside. Chi-sensei, how'd it go? You went to Sadako's house, right? You were all waiting for me?
Yes. Progress report. Give it to...
Chi-sensei, how was Sadako doing? Was she okay? Well, I didn't get to see her. What the hell were you doing? You're a teacher, right? You came back just because he didn't let you see her? Stop it, Shion. That's about what we expected. Oh, I'm sure Sadako has a bruise in her face by now. That's why he didn't want you to see her. You should just run into the house. I can't even trust you anymore. I'm sorry. Stop it, Shi-chan. She did the best she could. Now we know for sure. Sadako's uncle definitely has her locked inside the house. We knew that from the start! Rika-chan been telling you all day today. We wasted half a day just to find out if that was true. How the hell do you think you can help Sadako? Calm down. Let's make a plan. We care about her just as much as you do. We're not going to abandon her. Let's come up with a way to save Sadako. I already gave my opinion, didn't I? Murder! Murder! Look at that! Look at that! Consider the option. Everyone's on board with it, right? We can all, like, hide it. It's the whole town of Hinamizawa, like, working together to give everyone perfect alibis, right? Then look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Lie, 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 kill, kill, kill. Capital K. Let's go. I already gave my opinion, didn't I? It's the best solution we have. I can handle it all by myself. I only need your help to hide his body. Stop it, Shi-chan. Stop saying such violent things. I mean, honestly, the only reason I'm every other time went completely crazy is because the second like you did the first murder, another one happened because out of nowhere, or like you felt like what was it when in She's case, the first murder was an accident, and then she just got angry and more paranoid because the situation allows it to. So as long as you don't get to that level here, we only need to kill one person and nothing else. Then everything will be all right and reign the world. Literally, just don't go on a spree and just kill one person, and that's it. The whole world comes back to normal. Because he was already an outsider. It wouldn't matter then, right? Even the police didn't realize, both him and, Mia were missing, honestly, in the last installment, They were just gone from nowhere, literally, so don't worry about it. They just assumed they just, vanished off the face of the earth. They didn't care. Stop it, Shi-chan. Stop saying just violent things. Murder is a serious crime, only if you get caught. It's the worst thing you can even think about. I can probably think of something even worse, honestly. And technically... It already happened to Sadako, though, so, that crime I put above murder, honestly.
then give me a different idea. If my idea is wrong, then give me a different one. Even if it's only a little bit better. Come on. Come on. See? You can't even say anything. I can say Sadako in 1500 seconds. Everyone really loves the 1500 seconds phrase, apparently. My good gosh. Just put it down to him a minute. How to drag his body down a Gifuchi swamp and dump him in there. That's a better idea than well, if you're stronger, Keiichi couldn't do that to the swamp. He had to bury it right then and there, so I don't even need your help, sis. What's wrong? Why don't you come up with another idea for saving her? That's not the point. Try to figure out by yourself, that's all you think of. Let me tell you something. 1500 seconds? That's taking way too long. Look at that! No! Now we have now bred the thought. Is now in everyone's minds now. It's less than 1500 seconds. Less than that. Less than that. Or more case, you need way much more longer, honestly, to get rid of it. So, it's 1500 seconds to go there and kill someone, but it takes a bit longer, 1500 seconds, to actually get away with the crime. So don't worry about it. I would say we're within 1000 seconds. If I were you, I just leave here silently and do what I want to do. Do you know why I'm not doing that? Because someone told me once, that is the only option you have. Murder is something that you should never do. It's not the right thing to do, and it's never the best thing to do either. You just think it's the best solution because you're not thinking properly. Okay, like, even if I believe that right now, didn't we, even if, we had the whole entire thing of, everything is pressing right now, even if, everything has been, mitigated now, and, it still happened to Sadako, then, in that case, even if, all the time has passed by, and, unless, Sadako actually, feels emotionally better, if her situation becomes way better, at, giving enough time, then that wouldn't be required and necessary, but, it's just gonna get worse. Even if everyone, suddenly just, get a calm state of mind right now and start thinking of things, would that even still be good enough? I'm just advocating for murder here, even still, seriously. A long time ago, I don't know who told me this, but someone taught to me. The thing that troubles you, you can't think about it all on your own, and we are talking about it, and nothing has happened. And then technically speaking, you can't do it all on your own, yet pretty much it's the only thing you can really do here is get Sadako on board. That's the only thing you can to change your mind, honestly. It's the only other option here. But she can't change her mind like this, so. And I'm sure Rika's actually tried that. Even though no one else knows the whole looping timelines thing, apparently. Kind of makes things worse, honestly. Because even if Rika tries to go for that angle and make sure that Sadako actually changes her mind, and it never works. Never does. Even when she tells everyone about it and tries to get everyone to think that way either. You know, Keiichi had that exact same thought either. Yeah. Yeah. You can't think that your own solution is the best way to conclude things. We should all think about it together. If we all brainstorm, I'm sure we'll come up with a better solution. Didn't that happen in the third installment? No one could think of anything to do before Keiichi decided to take matters in his own hands. He literally kept, bringing things up, and no one could think of anything else. There was even a point that Keiichi got mad at Mion for just coming up with rebukes with all his plans and not coming up with anything herself, honestly. That was a big point. So, we should all think about it together. If we all brainstorm, I'm sure we'll come up with a better solution. It's not about whether my idea is wrong or right. It's about time. Just think about it. Every minute we waste puts Sadako in more danger. Do you hate the Hojo family that much? No one's supposed to help Satoshi-kun and Sadako, no matter how much they're struggling. I'm gonna help her. Get out of my way, and if Murder's not gonna help, then I'm kidnap. And instead, I will actually still die in the hill. Then what happened with Rina Mamiya actually in that situation in the last installment. I don't care, I don't really care, what anyone's, thoughts, murder is and all that, case. Even if I'm taking this seriously or not, if someone's trying to attack you and your only option is to kill them, do it. If they're going at everything at you, literally, do anything in your power to make sure they stop going after you in that moment. Literally, that's how it is. My extreme opinion right there. Let's go. Let's go. She was late to be trying to kill Reina, and look at that. Reina did it in kind, honestly. Oh boy. Unless there's another way to think about it, but right now I can't think of anything like that. Yeah. I'm gonna help her. Get out of my way. I'm leaving right now. I'm gonna stab that loser and save Sadako. Stab? That's not good enough. Has to be with a bat. No, Shi-chan! Shi-chan! You guys should curse yourselves. Curse your powerlessness. Fine. Brainstorm another idea. You never come up with one. Just go ahead and neglect her. You never really cared about Sadako, did you? You don't think of her as someone you can play with. The only thing you can do besides if I try to think of other things besides murder, like just kidnap her and just to make sure that the uncle doesn't ever find her again. But then the police now come into play and use their power against everyone else, and they'll never help. The child consultation services will also hear about this probably then, and I'm also side with them, so yeah. But I'm different. She's more than just a friend for me. She's like my family. I care about her more than you guys do. I'm gonna go kill him now. Goodbye. I'm just getting like small, tiny bits of thematic stuff from the 4th installment as well, from the whole protest thing there. If like literally there's someone in power and literally an entire group can really appease them unless we're small things at a time. Like what was it? The whole thing with them. Even Akasaka tried to bring up like we shouldn't do violent protests actually, things like that. Sometimes that technically doesn't work if you try to do completely non-violent anyway. Again, sometimes you had to make your presence and intimidation known so they actually fucking listen to you. Because if you have a bunch of people in power who don't want to listen to a thing you say, doing repeated things of like being non-violent is not going to change their mind. The only thing that would actually help work is to change people's minds around the power and then convince the people in charge, honestly, to change their ways, honestly. It's the only thing non-violent stuff can do. But if the majority can't help in any case, then non-violent doesn't really work. It's gonna be interesting to see how they actually tackle this, honestly, more and more. Wait a minute. Do you get a light bulb in your head? What is it? Are you trying to stop me too? Shion? You're not understanding even half what Reina's trying to tell you. But I totally understand what she's saying. We can save her right away with just a little courage needed to murder him. But she's spouting hypocritical garbage to hide that fact. Shion, do you think Sadako would appreciate it if you saved her by committing murder? There's that too. I'm not trying to seek her appreciation. I don't care what happens to me. Her happiness is all that matters. That's not right. You're talking tough, but I know you're scared. In fact, you asked Mion to help you hide the body. In other words, you want to have a normal life after killing her uncle. You want us all to be happy just a few days ago. You want us to be back where we were. You murder him, we'll never be like that again. Do you think you can really commit a perfect crime? Be arrested for sure. Basically. I'm prepared to face that. If we can end Sadako's suffering by doing time behind bars, I'll gladly pay that price. Okay, this conversation just turned really interesting now. They're tackling it now. No, that's absolutely not true. You would curse yourself, and I bet on that. You would curse yourself and regret it, wondering how you drew that short straw making you a murderer. And you finally realized what you really wanted. It wasn't killing your uncle. It was returning us all to our happy lives. Your wish will never come true if you commit murder. Sadako will also curse herself. She'll blame herself, thinking she's the reason she became a murderer. In fact, who's gonna force Sadako to eat her squash if she get locked up? Like, who else is gonna torture her with squash if you get arrested for murder then? Oh boy. Who's gonna talk about setting up mean traps with Sadako? You're supposed to do those things, Shion Sonozaki. You have to be by her side at all times. Don't kid yourself. What you're trying to do is not for Sadako. It's just a huge mistake. If that's what you're saying, do you have an idea for how to save her then? You don't, do you? You're just a hypocrite. I said move. I'm killing him. I'm gonna kill him now and that's that. Okay, okay then. The teacher just made him just start. Okay, I'll just let Shion handle that. Honestly, I'm having a headache over here. Just laid my head on the desk. Honestly, Keiichi blocked her way by standing in front of the door. Shion gave him a hateful glare, but he just sent her back a confident smile. I can't let you go, Shion. The world we all long for doesn't exist without you. I'm not gonna let you go. Is that so? It means you're siding with Teppei Hojo. You're just as guilty as he is. I'm gonna bust your head open and kill you first. Okay, now you're just you're now doing the pure there's only two sides in the world territory. Yay, that's dangerous. Okay. Hey, don't be stupid, Shion. Quit it already. Fucking grab the chair. Let's go. Oh my god. Shion-san, oh now you take offense. What are you gonna do with that chair? Stop it. Put the chair down. He doesn't understand that I'm serious. I had to show him how determined I am. You better get the hell out of my way now. Shion, I admit that right now, I have no better idea. And just for the moment. She'll come with a better idea eventually. I can guarantee it, with time passing. I promise you that we're gonna save Sadako. So please, okay? Trust your friends. If you're afraid of committing murder for Sadako's sake, you're not my friend anymore. I'm not gonna tell you this again. Get the hell out of my way. Calm down and think about what you're saying. We will save Sadako somehow, in some way, in some shape or form. Just trust us. Don't try and look for a shortcut. Trust your friends. Trust me. I, Keiichi Maebara, am gonna save Sadako for sure. You can bet on it. Shut up. I can't trust you. What do you think you can do for her? Shion? Chair whack. Through the chair. Oh my. It hit him hard and the chair fell to the floor with a loud noise. Oh my good god. But Keiichi was unfazed at being struck. He just stood in front of the exit without even covering his face. Oh my good god. It actually struck his head hard. Oh my good god. Wait. He was unfazed. A trail of blood was pouring from his forehead where the corner of the chair hit him. Just like now it's gonna go and make the entire like pin-up shirt red now. That was nothing. You thought I would move out of the way? I'm not gonna move from here even if you kill me. If I let you go, we might never see you again. Sadako will think about you every day. In our heart we fill with sadness. If that happens, there won't be anything we can do to make her happy. It's gonna be a very sad life for her. I don't want Sadako to live in a sad world like that. The future that we want is a wild and riotous one. Riotous? That's a weird way to put it right here. Just like we had until a few days ago. Okay, that makes more sense. I actually do agree with that part, but Of course, I won't let Sadako's uncle threaten her any longer. I haven't decided how I'm gonna do it yet. Well, if murder doesn't help, just bash his kneecaps in. Always violent. Let's go. I haven't decided how I'm gonna do it yet, but I will know soon. I promise. So please, just trust me. Shannon wasn't yet convinced, but even so, she went to the window and took her seat. I just read the window part and thought she was going to jump out there. Somebody rested a hand on Keiichi's shoulder. It was the principal. I've been sitting there listening to him for a while. Maybe you should go to the nurse now, Keiichi. Principal? Well done. Chi-sensei heard what's going on. I'm sorry for being so powerless. I know it's only been a day, but I think this is an emergency. We should report this to the proper authorities. But sir, she's called the Child Consultation Center before. They're not gonna help her anyway. Just a waste of time. Shion raised her voice. The principal looked at Shion and started talking. Shion Tsunozaki-kun, you're not even in this class. Go away, we aren't dealing with you. There's one word they really don't like. Do you know what that is? It's what you just said. The anyway that came out of your mouth. Okay. That is the cruelest word which admits admitting defeat before you even fight. Or you just don't want to think about whatever that person said out of your mouth, so yeah. The time you utter that word, you've already lost your battle. I agree with him. Then we should try various options. Calling the Child Consultation Center should be the first in the list. Hasn't worked, we can try our second and third options. Don't give up before you try. That's just not as bad as helping her at all. Principal, if you're reporting this, then you'll make sure to convince them that Sadako needs saving, right? Of course. Ojakun is my precious student. I'll do my best so that they will save her. I'll try to take action as quickly as possible. If we call them now, they should get to her house later tonight. I hope they will help her. But what if they put her case on hold? If that happens, we should come up with our next plan. As long as we don't give up, we can help her somehow. Whatever you guys say. Sadako's getting hurt as we speak. Who's the one abandoning her here? Shion, I just promised you. We're gonna save Sadako. Not by committing murder, by saving her in a way that'll make her happy. You just watched us. I, Keiichi Maebara, am promising you this. Shion stared at the window without looking at Keiichi's face. I'll try and find out what the consultation center decides tonight. I'll cover everyone when I do. Oh boy. I hope they'll take her into custody. We can't be optimistic about this. I think there's a huge chance they'll put her case on hold. What are we gonna do if that happens? That happens... well... damn it. Chi-sensei? Let's go to the teacher's office. We need to make this call. Discuss matters privately, honestly. Yes. We need to make sure they really understand. I'd probably be more, like, if, like, this whole, like, if this entire series was, like, an entire loop thing, I would probably be way more optimistic, honestly. But they also tried the whole thing, but, it's, like, slowly one step at a time, honestly, and, there's just a lot of things to take care of all at once, honestly, so, shortcuts, best option. How do you plan to stop a disaster, which, well, Rick never told anyone about that, but, again, it goes back to the fact that she tells people about what happened, doesn't change anything either. The only time it technically did was this one time, because suddenly everyone remembers now, out of nowhere. So, it's the miracle that saved everyone, not anyone's choice. I hope I actually be proven wrong about that, actually. Keiichi, Reina, and Mion got together and discussed their other options. She was looking down and crying. It's a nice feel-good story, but, Rika was just vaguely looking at them as if staring at a boring TV drama. Nothing will change. The Child Consultation Center will put our case on hold. I've seen it so many times in previous lives. Most hope they will take her into custody just this once. And no more coins to gamble on hope like that. Just spawn one from nowhere. Or just shake the goddamn, like, coin dispenser, let you put all your coins in them, just steal them back then. In a previous life, Keiichi killed Sadako's uncle, but Shion was not there when that happened. When she is, I suppose she's the one who takes on that role. There still is that weird mystery of why his body went missing, whether Keiichi went crazy or not, but even if, like, Keiichi, like, misremembered the entire thing, like, he still remembered, like, he still, like, on autopilot killed, like, you know, Reina and Mia in the first installment, so... It just feels, like, right that he did, like, it feels like it did happen he killed the uncle, but his body went missing. And since no one could reasonably see anything happen there, and no one could tell where he buried the body, technically at this point of what we know right now, the only thing we can see is if Lily Hanyo actually saw and, like, followed Keiichi and all this, but he never bothered to see it, or, like, he didn't hear it, so I think that, like, there'll be a thing, actually, with a line where Keiichi actually feels there's someone following him, in some, like, an extra footstep or something like that, like a presence or anything like that. Then, unless there was, and Hanyo actually did see it, and then told Rika, and then Rika told someone else about it, and that's when like, when Mia decides to hand it over to the thing. Yeah, I mean, Rika just lied and just say, like, if no one will believe her the moment, then she, like, after the rain, like, went down and all that, Rika followed Keiichi, honestly. So, might be that option. I kind of doubt on top of my head, though, because I don't remember any of the presents, though. I don't think it happened. The pathetic hopes will be crushed by tomorrow morning. The social worker will be at her house tonight. Sadako will deny that she's being abused. Her uncle will assume that she was the one to call the service, and he'll abuse her even more. She'll come to school tomorrow because he doesn't want that child consultation center to be suspicious of him. He'll feel more and more hopeless when we see the dead look in Sadako's eyes. We're living for more than 100 years to defeat this fate. The fate of her uncle's return. just feel like it's primed to like actually get over like the uncle's return at some point, but so far I can't think of anything besides either the Sadako or just the uncle out of nowhere changed their minds and now actually believing everyone, or in the Uncle case just you know what, screw this, I'm going back. Okuniya. I was blasted with so much luck, and I thought I could defeat it this time. In the end, it all came down to the same thing. I wasted energy to put in any effort. It was worthless. All worthless. The more I thought about this inescapable fate, the more I pitied these people for talking endlessly about how they were going to save Sadako. Let's end that. I do also agree with the whole perfect crime bit is not, like, really possible, because the only time a perfect crime like that could ever exist is honestly if was someone absolutely, like, misunderstood what was happening in the situation, like they accidentally said someone was there and gave them an alibi when they really weren't there. Like, misunderstanding like that. Or literally just, the case of, like, the only kind of perfect crime for doing, like, a whole thing, the only time for a crime would actually work like that is also the serial killer who targets victims who have absolutely no bearing on them in any sense of the word. That's the only time a perfect crime would happen. If you just do a one and done like crime, honestly, and just move on from there. That's the only time I can see a perfect crime happening, because there's no way to link it back to you. Linking back to the murder anyway, like that. There's no ties to them at all besides coincidence or you were here in this one place this one time. The only way you can find that is some cameras and all that, but they just picked one random person, honestly, and all that, and did a one murder and did nothing else the rest of their life. Did not fall in line, did not do any other crimes. Not even smaller things like vandalize, loitering, and stuff like that. Like, it'd technically be a perfect crime, but it wouldn't be the one like this game is trying to talk about. And I would definitely be more optimistic about, honestly, if I'm like, yeah, like literally just reconframed as all the more even more worse, and probably did everything in their power to change everything with what she could do, but still nothing. Still, like, it's not even just like the 2 weeks for everyone's case in every single world. This is happening way longer than that, even centuries and decades. At this point, the only thing I would change is, I guess, like small little increments. So that's probably a thing about it, actually. It's probably what the story's actually trying to do. Like, if something's bad right now, try to make some small changes up and up to it. But actually, okay, now actually like that little analogy actually more now. Huh. And yeah, like, I do remember, like I just like to talk about this and see what other people's thoughts on how to get over this kind of situation, honestly, more to see what else there can be done besides the obvious violent route, honestly. It's funny to think about, though. It's fucking funny to think about, though, for me. But it's definitely a shortcut, though, and just as they all mentioned, you know, then just leave him like in the evening, like they even illustrate that in the third installment too. That like Sadako is also kind of upset of what Keiichi did as well. Not even just like in the moment panic, but also to, like, even if she calmed down, thought about it even more, that it just make her feel bad that he had to do that just for her sake, honestly. And that's what it kind of feels like then. So that's a good lesson, honestly. It's a good lesson. These little small nuances and all that is really good. Really good. So what was this again? Wet blanket. Oh, it's Reina's house. Oh boy, oh. And I'm like, that's another thing. I keep bringing. I don't know if I want to keep bringing this up, honestly. Like, again, I would love to see like someone please just challenge my, I guess, view of him. What can Reina do in the last installment where Reina actually in that moment in the junkyard was trying to go after her, like literally by that point with the motorcycle and all that, and I'm assuming the scrapyard actually is way far away from anyone's house, even to walk. She would still be around, even if Reina actually did attack her and all that. They would then just assume, like, of what happened with Reina then again, because of what happened to divorce in the past, and they'll put the blame on her then again anyway. Because of her past again. It just becomes a bad situation all around again. Even if, like, she beats them within the inch of her life, and even makes sure that like, at that point, actually, it's impossible what I was gonna say. Like, you just, like, hop on someone to make sure, like, you know, you injure them without them realizing it was you. That whole thing. because Reina, like, really fought after her, and, like, even if Reina, like, incapacitated her and, like, injured her so well, and someone asked her what's happening with her wounds, she just easily point at Reina and just say, it's all her fault. And by that point, that's the point of no return, actually. So there's that. There's that. It's just a tragedy through and through. Oh boy. I'd love to see if there's anyone else can, like, think of some better way to get out of the situation at that moment, honestly. Because I'm really curious, like, besides the fact that everyone doesn't remember the whole past thing, and everyone still has their flaws, how they would get out of the situation they're in some way. Might be a lot to ask, but it's still fun to think about anyway, at least for me. Teppei returned to Hinamizawa to escape some trouble. He had to stay there for the rest of the summer, perhaps the whole year, and see what happened. For him, the house in Hinamizawa was like a rather dull hiding place. I mean, thinking about it, technically speaking, in this situation, the only way to actually counteract and make sure that the uncle actually goes away is to attack why he's here in the first place, either two, which is Rina Mamiya's death from the Yakuza, like, going after her. But then the only way you can find that out is if Mia basically tells that to him, Mion or Shion actually tells that to Kasai. And then they put two and two together and realize, oh shit, we have to continue this problem now too. But now since the police are following them then, and they also have a hatred towards the Shinozaki group, that's going to be another whole thing entirely, so yeah. It's basically just like, it's like the whole thing with Reek, honestly, and it feels like the only way, at least to me, I think can change them, something else more miraculous in the moment happens anyway. For him, the house in Hinamizawa was like a rather dull hiding place. His love, Arena, had suddenly disappeared. Rumors told him that she was involved with some dangerous deal. Some source even told him that she had already been caught and killed. Everyone he knew was aware that Rena was living with him. Everyone also assumed that he knew everything about what Rena did. They were convinced that he got money by tricking her into doing something. Result, some dangerous men came after him. That made it difficult for him to stay in Okinomiya. More than anything, it pissed him off to find out Rena was cooking up something behind his back with some other guys. We just get more money, greedy and all that. Even if, like, they actually did have a long relationship, we're just getting more money for the couple. Don't worry about it. Hinamizawa was about the only place he could go. He couldn't go back to the house where he used to live with his wife, as it had been abandoned since he moved into Sadako's house. Besides, he didn't even have the key to his old place. But if he went to Sadako's house, she should still be there, and she could clean and cook for him too. Teppei didn't know how to clean or cook, and he certainly wasn't thinking of learning. See, exactly, this is why back in the time, like, all y'all should learn how to fucking clean and cook, you men. I'm already doing that technically, so look at that. Learn, you degenerate scum, you red shirt, Hawaiian shirt guy. My good god. Rina had often been rebellious towards Teppei. He often said he wanted to be with someone more loyal, like a pet. For Teppei, Sadako was exactly what he wanted. As Sadako was still a little kid, Sadako's dead mother used to be a pretty woman. Sadako might grow up to become a pretty lady herself in about 4 or 5 years. Teppei headed back to Hinamizawa with those indecent thoughts in his head. The house was locked, so he assumed that she was at the market for grocery shopping. He found her at the store and dragged her back home. So before Reina went to the store as well then, ooh. However, the house was full of dust. She'd been living at her friend's house for the past year, and the house had been abandoned. Oh boy, no wonder if he forced her to clean the entire house from the bottom after, like, a whole entire year of no maintenance. Even if he's lying with the whole sickness part, I wouldn't put it past, like, think she would actually be so goddamn tired the entire day of cleaning with no rest until she had to actually go to sleep. Even if she actually gets actually sick because of everything. Teppei exploded in anger. He told her that it was her responsibility to keep the house in order. He beat her and kicked her down to the floor. Eventually, Sadako's expression returned to what he remembered from 1982. Sadako started banging him immediately and cleaned the house. A new place to hide with a new girl. His new life was starting out pretty good. Teppei called his buddies to show off his new beginning, ended up playing mahjong with them. This is really just the other side, I guess, in his mind then. Oh boy. He brought up his new pet, and made her serve them food and drinks. He told her to walk on all fours like a real pet. And every time they bring up, like, the whole cat thing now, it just makes it even worse, honestly. Good God. She refused, but she obeyed immediately when he tried to hit her. Everyone was laughing, they were all jealous of him. He felt really good about himself. However, someone arrived to interrupt this perfect life. I'm a teacher from the Hinamizawa branch school. My name is Chi. Is Sadako Hojo-san here? He thought someone was at his door to sell insurance or something. It was a school teacher. Huh? What the hell? What do you want with Sadako? I came here because she didn't come to school today. I wasn't able to get a hold of her, so I'm wondering what happened. Huh? School? Yes. Is she home? I need to talk with her. She's sick. That's right, she's a cold. Sadako's rushing me because she has a fever. I need to give her some handouts. May I please see her? You idiot. Weren't you listening to what I just said? Sadako's sick. She's sleeping right now. I can't let you see her. This is gonna cause him problems, Teppei realized. Sadako was just a pet for him. He had no intention of sending her to school. But her teacher showed up at his house just because she missed one day. This wasn't good. Teppei hates schools, and he really hates teachers. Okay, look at that. It's the perfect cosmic storm, apparently, against him, yeah. I see. Do you think she could come to school tomorrow? Who knows? I won't know until tomorrow, you idiot. I see. Alright. Please tell her that I came by. Thank you. He's able to get rid of the teacher. It would create more problems if he didn't send Sadako to school tomorrow. Teppei didn't need even more trouble on his place. That meant he couldn't beat up Sadako like he wanted to. Violence is the only way he knew to communicate. With that out of the picture, it was very difficult for him. He wanted to beat up Sadako, but that would leave evidence in her body. If that happened, he wouldn't be able to send her to school. If she didn't go to school, that teacher would show up at his doorstep again. Shit. To all that, the Child Consultation Center paid a visit to his house that night. The teacher must have filed a report. The bitch, Teppei thought. Next time I'll beat her in the face so hard she'll need plastic surgery. Since Sadako was afraid of him, she pretended she really was sick when the social worker visited. It was so easy for Teppei to control her. He considered Sadako to be a convenient pet. At the same time, he needed to be careful at the consultation center. Fucking hell, this is gonna work at all. I guess they're showing up this way now. That's actually putting stress on him, actually. But, that's a good way to put it. I'm actually glad about that. I'm really happy about that, actually. I'm actually really happy about that, actually. Really, I am. Really, I am. Oh, boy. Okay, so they're gonna showcase more of, like, a stress about that, then. Like, he has to either, like, be even more careful, just flee entirely, then. There's only that, then. But, I guess they'll get rid of that problem, but with the whole Hinamizawa gas thing as well, the great disaster, Let's put more stress onto everything like that, so, or at least they're getting rid of one problem at a time, then. Oh, Rika's not gonna help at all, though. So, everyone's on their own to figure things out, with what they realize here and then, apparently. Literally just that. So, I know, like, so, definitely something that said it was definitely more extreme, honestly, but, yeah, it's still sticking by to the whole, I guess philosophy from, like, if nothing else works, then go for it. Like, if everything else has been done for, honestly. Which they're going down the list right now, which is, like, really good, honestly, but, like, yeah. Just wondering what exactly plans they'll make before it just becomes too late, too worse, because even then, like, I'm still, like, it's all in the back of my mind, honestly, that if Keiichi didn't burst into, you know, her house right there, she would have been burned to death, like, boiled to death into the bat just because everything happened, honestly. She would pass out, and since the uncle wasn't even there at the house at the time, she would have just died from a heat stroke. So, yeah, there's also that. I'm just being a bit harsh as well. My good God. That was, like, the day, like, Rika also died too, so there isn't even that whole thing as well. Like, the day before the gas disaster happened, so even if that was not even the case anyway, there was that. And this is still following along what happened in the third installment anyway, too, where they call it Child Consultation Center. They told the police and nothing happened then, and then still it all went to this. Like, she'll show up again soon, and all that. There's still everything showing off what happened in the third installment all over again. But I know for this time, they're going to try for something besides, I guess, immediate violent outcomes, honestly. Which, is definitely, no matter what you think about it, going to be interesting to see how they do, honestly. Especially, yeah. This is becoming more and more cynical as going through this series now. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy. Ugh. But okay, then while they're going down the entire list, they're going to make sure that, Sadako, they get some more stress onto him, the Child Consultation Services, and make sure the school, make sure, Sadako, stays a bit away from him, so they don't get on his ass, then, and make sure that, gets some time in there as well. There's also that, little lesson they made before them, the tiny little lesson they also made before, getting together with other people, honestly, just speak your mind out, or even if that doesn't really help, I guess, action-wise, just words-wise, it actually helps a lot. So, it's just, events about it, it makes herself feel better, and, gets her through the day also a bit more. There's all that. From, that makes her feel better, with, with her mental health-wise. She has a medication and all that for, making sure, her, she doesn't go too bad, honestly. She doesn't go into, the next stage, honestly, whatever disease it is. At least there's that. But it's all about, how just to mitigate his old, just violent actions, honestly, and almost to the point killing her, and, also fucking finding a way to stop, make sure he doesn't do that. Which I think I mentioned before is actually, I feel is even worse than murder, honestly. I think it's just worse than that, actually. It's just worse to me, honestly. It's very much more worse. Because, instead, unless it's murder, you basically just, a person gets killed, that's almost that, and everyone else around them has the whole thing of dealing with their loss and all that. But with with what happened to Sadako almost, it kind of made things even worse, technically speaking, because she was still alive, but now she was almost a shell of herself, and everyone knew what happened, and it probably had a more visceral effect on everyone else than anything that happened. And that's just utterly terrible to think about. And my good God, honestly. Oh boy. Okay, well, I need to start getting myself out of this rut, but that's the thing. That's what they had to do. To find a way to make sure, make sure he's, far away from him as much as possible in a case like that. Even kidnap her, again, as I mentioned before. Make sure, she doesn't at the house or anything like that. Something. Something that actually deter him in some case, besides just the police and the child consultation centers and all that. All of that. There must be something more. There has to be something more than just that. There has to be something more than that. But oh boy. But I guess let's see what the plans that everyone makes. Well, besides Rika. I guess we'll see what other plans they'll make. Oh, for next time then. So, I hope you have a fun time watching this as I am playing this. Hope to see you next time. A time that may be. And y'all hope you fantastic day. Oh boy.